Alright, real easy one, just some gravy. So I've got 500 mils of water, 30 grams of plain flour, 30 grams of butter, some soy sauce, onion powder, garlic powder, and the beef flavoured stock powder that's vegan friendly, and some yeast flakes. So the first thing we do is we make a roux. So we just put the butter in, melt that down. So when that melts down, we'll add the flour. We'll mix that in. Goes all sort of crumbly, and it will change a bit with a bit more heat. It's very pale. We'll cook it till it's got a bit of colour into it. We'll cook all the flour. This is what we use to thicken the gravy. We want to cook it so it's not a floury tasting one. So just keep mixing it in. When I've done this previously, I've had a bit more butter in it, so it's not so sand-like. It's a bit like sand. With it being equal, I usually have it just a little bit more oily. That's okay, it'll be fine. But just keep mixing it until it changes a little bit of colour. I've also got a mortar and pestle I use to grind down into a fine, almost powder. Mixed herbs. You can use any of your favourite herbs. Alright, so it's been cooking for a few minutes, hasn't changed too much. Keep stirring it all the time. Letting off a bit of a nice smell though. And what we'll do now is we'll add half the water, just a little bit at a time, and you got to just continually stir it. Get the lumps out. And I'll just take it off the heat while I mix in the water, and then now I'll also add some of the flavourings. So I'll add a teaspoon, level teaspoon of the onion powder, and a level teaspoon of the garlic powder, and also a level teaspoon of the stock. Alright, so that's had a good mix now, it's all mixed in. No lumps, and I'll add a pinch of the yeast flakes, big pinch of that, and over here we'll add also a smaller pinch of the herbs, just a little bit, and then now we'll add the soy sauce, probably a tablespoon. We might add a bit more of that later as well, just to help darken it up, but we'll just start with that. Put that back on the heat, bring that to the boil, keep mixing it. So that's mixed in there, and it's fairly light, so we'll probably add another tablespoon of soy sauce. Depending on the soy sauce you use, there's a lot of darker ones. The two types I like is a light Chinese one, and then for the darker ones I use the Fountain brand one. It's black, so it's good for colour. So this one's coming to the boil, and it's already quite thick, so I might just add a little bit more water to that. Otherwise it will be too thick. So I've added another 150 mils of water. We want it to be fairly thick because we're going to just have it on a slow simmer, high simmer, low boil, just to let it reduce. Helps cook out the flour that's in it so you don't taste that. and we'll thicken up some more so it won't be as watery as it is now. Okay, about 10-15 minutes later, it's a lot thicker, a lot better in flavour, and we can take it off the heat and put it into a jug and done. Elliot, find a problem with that one.